Managing Healthcare Human Resource by Edmond Oti Entry, Colorado Christian University. In this session, we are going to conduct an interview on the employment laws and the issues around it. Our resource person is an HR manager in healthcare facility. He will give us a vivid detail of what is expected of the law and what as employees we will encounter and aspects covered by the law and how unfair treatment is dealt with in his organization. Sit back, relax, and let's continue. The first question was, what are the biggest challenges facing HR management today? It said compliance with laws and regulations, meaning both the employer and the employee complying with the laws and regulations of the land. It means we employees have rights and responsibilities whereby we will have to conform to it, as well as the employers too. Management changes too also is a disruption in HR management today, as well as leadership development. People who will take after them when they are no more or when they are no more working there. Workforce training and development, that is to have a diverse workforce which can help us or help him in his organization. Adapting to innovation by the employer and the employee as well. And compensation, whereby when people are leaving or moving on to another facility, their stipends must be paid. The next question was, what does employment law do? Employment law is the area of law that governs that employer-employee relation. This area is made up of both state and federal laws with common goal to protect workers' rights. Employment law covers everything from human resources to labor relations. They protect employees' rights and set forth employers' obligations and responsibilities. They also have multiple functions. The primary functions of a labor law are to provide equal opportunity and pay, employees' physical and mental well-being, and safety at the workplace. What are the aspects of the employment covered by law? The question is, what covers our employment when we are working for an organization? There are a lot of things that is covered by the employment law. We all know that our wage, hours that we work, how we are discriminated or we discriminating like someone, our health and safety, holiday entitlement, redundancy and dismissal, disciplinary procedures, training and union rights. I asked him, how does he discipline his employees when they don't conform to the laws? He said by suspension without pay. Sometimes he shifts them to other areas where they are not comfortable. He doesn't want them to be there forever though, because he knows the productivity will come down. It's just a way to address their lackadaisical behavior. In that way, the employee later comes to conform to the laws and the regulations of the facility. Next question was, how or what constitutes unfair treatment at work? So according to him, he says unfair treatment is an employee not being treated well or an employee treating his other employee in a bad manner. That is discrimination. Unfair treatment can mean a number of things, as he says. It could involve a staff member having their work undermined even though they are competent at their job. A manager could take a dislike to a particular employee and make their life difficult, unfairly criticizing their work or setting them menial tasks. The problem is that everybody is important in his or her work. The schedule whereby an employee is given is not supposed to overweigh him or her. He or she is supposed to work within a certain schematic set out by the manager. The manager is supposed to play the supervisory role to help the employee achieve his or her aims. The next question was, what can HR managers do to minimize or stop unfair treatment at work? It says it is the manager's duty to provide an environment free from bullying and harassment. The manager must be seen as a neutral person in any negotiation so as to not inflame passions at work and negative vibe towards others. The manager must also make the employee aware of free services available to them at such times. A good point is through the ACAs or citizens who offer impartial and free legal support and guidance. All these things are there to help the employee go through these problems. Stress is one part of an employee's life whereby the employee's life can be miserable based on stress. Now, it is on the manager or it is on the employer to provide a working environment whereby the employee will feel safe, will feel happy, and will be well accepted in his or her environment. If the manager tends to undermine the employee or worker, things become haphazard because the employee is under the manager's tutelage, and also the manager serves as a role model. People or managers who have favorites in workplaces always end up destroying their companies, because managers are supposed to be neutral. They are not supposed to be seen as favoring someone or making things unbearable for another person. This will bring negativity between two people, because one will feel you are the favorites of the manager, and also it might also bring a problem between the managers and their employees. From this interview, I have come to accept that workers or employees have salient rights which protects them from many unforeseen circumstances. Also, the manager or employer has a basic responsibility of protecting his or her workers if they find themselves in such predicaments. As the good book, as the Bible says, the mantle lies on us to always ensure a balanced and diverse work environment to enhance productivity. Yes, everyone and where he or she is coming from. As a manager, you should be able to learn how to manage every person. I call it one-on-one management, whereby you don't treat or you don't give the same dosage to someone who is suffering from another sickness. What you do is that you listen to your workers, their problems, their predicaments, their shortcomings. It can be home thing, but the onus lies on you, the manager, to listen to him or her and provide solutions. In this way, you are trusted as a manager, whereby whenever an employee has a problem, he or she can come and see you so that you can solve it. You are not God though, but you can help him or her in their problems. And the Bible abhors favoritism, as is written in Romans 2 verse 11. For God does not show favoritism. So as an employer or as a manager or as a human being who is created in the image of God, so far as God does not like favoritism, you the manager should also abhor it. When you do that in your workplace and also apply the laws, the employment laws to the latter, pay compensations when it is due, provide good environment, diverse environment, an environment that can encompass everybody to bring his or her best onto the table, such a workplace will be fun and will be conclusive if it comes to productivity. So HR managers need not to show any favoritism at their workplace. They need to be on top of their game when it comes to delivering and giving better advices to their workers. Thank you.